Welcome back to episode 4 of the Idiot Trading Challenge. If you're enjoying these episodes, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help us out. But in this episode, we finish off the week and find out who won the practice week and who's getting the forfeit.
I think Tom's going to go big. I think he's going to go one or two.
He's going to split up. He's not going to spend everything straight away.
He loves his entertainment. He loves Disney. He loves Cineworld.
Facebook or Twitter, something like that as well for the social media side of him.
Welcome back to this trading challenge that we're doing, me and Tom. We've finished the demo week. We started off with £50,000 in pretend cash, not our own cash, for us to play about with, try out a few things, ready to start the real challenge tomorrow. So we're recording this on a Sunday. So we're starting the real challenge tomorrow. And we're just going to quickly go through our accounts, talk about some of the trades we made, and then we will discuss the forfeits we've decided on for going forward in terms of the future weeks. So, do you want me to kick off, Tom?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, let's see what you've been up to.
So, basically, let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 stocks at the moment.
Okay.
But I invested in 9 overall, I believe. I sold one after a couple of days because it really wasn't doing very well, and I kind of just rushed into things at the beginning. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I think the exact time, if you bought things at the exact same time as me after we'd recorded the first video, was the highest any of the stocks majorly seemed to be for the entire week.
Yeah, I think when you look back and there's like the little dotted line on the app which tells you when you got in, if it's not the peak, it's literally just either side of it. So here's a question for you. Go on.
I was going to say it was just bad planning on our part, but it made me think a lot. Like I've learned a lot from that already.
Yeah, I was thinking I didn't want to be day trading. That's not what I was doing this for. But I don't think I was thinking as long term as I should, and I think now I'm looking a bit more long term. So here's a question for you. At the end of the week, just looking down your stocks list that you've got at the moment on your account, are there any greens?
I have 4 greens.
Wow, I have 2. So should we reveal what they are first? That would be a good place to start. So I've got 2. One of them is a company called Gamma Communications, which is up 1.11%, and another one called Grubhub, which I invested in off the back of the Just Eat acquisition talks, which is up 6.74%.
Okay.
So where's yours at?
Mine, right. So there's a slight backstory behind mine. I changed a lot of shares around midweek.
Okay.
So some of these were ones that I'd already had. I kind of got a bit frustrated and kind of sold a lot of shares, and then ended up coming back to a couple of them, which people have probably seen or heard about. But I've got Centrica, which is up 7.73%.
Wow.
Coca-Cola Bottling Company, which is up 0.14%. EasyJet up 4.6%.
Nice.
And IAG up 0.88%.
Right, okay. So how many stocks did you go in for overall? What have you got on your list at the moment then overall?
I started with 10.
Yeah.
And I've got 13, I think, if I just counted that correctly now.
Okay. So I started off with 4, went up to 5, sold one, and then bought a load of others as the week went on.
Okay.
I kind of halfway through the week when it had all gone to pot a bit, just kind of, I don't say I gave up, but I just kind of I had a little bit of cash left in the account that I hadn't used, and I just kind of invested them in things because I've been having so many different ideas throughout the week, and I've started a spreadsheet preparing for next week and what have you. And I just thought, I just need to be able to track these stocks stocks, so I just threw some money into them so that it was easy for me to track where they went, rather than referring back to them and going, well, I know they're up today, but what are they like over 3 days rather than a week or whatever? And it's just like, so I just threw some money in. So I'm going to go through my negative stocks now.
Okay.
And I'm going to try it. Let me quickly see if I can do these in order of like best performing to worst performing. So one of my negatives, which is one I threw some money into, was Google, down 1.2%. I just wanted to invest in a big American tech firm and see how they went. Then the next worst one is a company called Dignity, which is down 7% pretty much. But I actually did some more research into them because they're a funeral company, and I just quite liked them. So I actually did some more research into them looking towards next week, even though they were down 7%.
Yeah.
Then I've got down 8%, the BT Group, which I thought at the beginning of the week was one of my best buys. I was like, oh my God, these guys are incredible. And then they've just plummeted. And I expanded like the graph to like the maximum graph, and they've just been declining since like 2015. So
They've been going down. What did you say you had for BT Group?
Down 8.21%.
Right, because I picked up some BT Group, but about Thursday, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
And mine's only down 0.83%.
Yeah. My next worst one is Shell, who are down 11.5%. Then I think I've got two more. So Micro Focus down 16.3%. And then the big losers of the week, which people who've listened to my journey so far will probably laugh at, but Cineworld Group down 22%.
Yep.
Not great. Different values invested in each of these, but
yes.
Mainly around like I tried to invest about $7,000 worth into each one to start with.
Okay.
But yeah, so talk us through the rest of yours. How did yours go?
Right, so none of mine are as drastically down as what yours were, but as I say, I probably picked a lot of these up at the lowest point from about Thursday time, so I was already down a fair bit when I sold a lot of mine.
Right.
So even though this doesn't seem that low, you've got to remember I probably lost a fair bit before all of this.
This doesn't include some of the early stocks, the Monday to Wednesday kind of stocks, because we've only got on our screen what we're currently invested in, haven't we? So
yeah, I don't think I have many, if any, left from my Monday set anywhere.
Right.
Or the same shares in somewhere anywhere. But I've got Burberry. They were down 1.95%. Glencore.
I looked at them.
Oh, did you?
I looked at Burberry.
Yeah. Glencore down 0.86. HSBC down 1.73. ITV 0.33. Lloyd's, which is the second biggest down, which is 3.58. Next 1.11. Royal Bank of Scotland, which was down 3.59. And Whitbread down 0.8.
Right.
So that was all of mine. But I kind of did the same as you. I got a spreadsheet together, and a lot of the stuff, when I realised how much I was down, I kind of presumed I was down and out for the week. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to recover it to get up to a point to be able to compete with you. So I basically sold loads of them and looked at the investments that I thought were near their lowest or getting or pretty much at the lowest to see if they would start increasing and kind of track that a little bit, ready for the rest of the challenge. So I think I might have potentially shot myself in the foot this week to hopefully gain a bit of knowledge for the coming up weeks.
Yeah, so I kind of gave up on mine because I thought it wasn't going fantastically well in terms of the whole market, and I just thought I'm going to sell a load to buy a load, and I just thought, I don't know how much better any of the, I kind of like the ones I'd gone into, so I was like, I'll just stick with them, and I knew you were struggling as well, so I was like, well, at least I know I'm not miles off the mark, so I might as well just leave it. So before we go into the actual results, I think we should just like clarify what the forfeits are going to be, so it doesn't seem like one of us is doing the other one over. So we've been discussing these all week, and we've just confirmed what they are now. So we're going to say week 1, going into week 1. So whoever's lost this challenge can only trade. We're going to say our budget is £200 for the trading, but the loser can only trade with £150 for the first week. Now, if we have a week like we've had this week, that could benefit people because you've then got money you haven't lost anything on. So that's the forfeits of week 1. How are you feeling about that potentially being the forfeit?
I mean, it's not too bad, but I am kind of thinking some of the ones I'm looking at, I'm wanting to get in as soon as I can, really, because I think, especially with shops opening up tomorrow, some things could start moving pretty quickly. So I'd rather get as much money in now as I could possibly, just so it could grow that a little bit further. But yeah, as I say, I might have shot myself in the foot this week, so it could be me taking that one, but we'll see soon enough.
Yeah, because one of my stocks I'm wanting to invest in, there's something I'm tracking on it, and I definitely won't be investing in it tomorrow, probably not till Wednesday, Thursday time. But if it goes the way I want to be in it straight away and see what I want to see from it.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial thing was on tomorrow I wasn't going to invest the full amount anyway. So it wouldn't affect me too much at the beginning of the week, but at the end of the week, if I've already invested the £150 and then this thing I'm looking for comes the right way, I'll be then 2 or 3 days behind the market invested in this stock because I've already spent it. So it is a tough one. I would then have to think about only investing like less than 150 to give myself room to buy this stock partway through the week. So it doesn't sound dramatic, but it could really impact us. We're saying as well with these forfeits as well, we've tried to make them so that they shouldn't make you lose money. They just hinder your progress is how we're trying to look at these. So week 2, so whoever loses next week, their forfeit is going to be the other person can view your profile once at any point during the week. When that person requests it, obviously, we might be working or out or whatever, so it's not that second, but as soon as you get the notification, you've got to screenshot your account and send that over to the other person so they can see what you've invested in, which could be quite interesting. Week 3.
I was going to say, it'll definitely give a nice little insight to whoever wins that one, just to kind of see what's going on once we get to that point.
Yeah. Week 3 is where it gets a bit more serious. The person who wins that week can order the other person to sell any stock on the catch-up on the Sunday, but all the other person needs to provide is the name of their stock. So today we would have just gone through and names like, BT, Dignity, Grubhub, that kind of thing, and then the other person could choose which of them stocks they want to sell. They've got no other context, so you could have just invested it on Friday and it might not have made any money. It could be your worst performing stock, but just off the names. Then on week 4, it gets a bit more serious. This is the one I'm scared about. I don't know about you.
I'll see what we're like at that point.
If it's close, this could make a huge difference. If someone's flying ahead, then it won't make too much of a difference. But in week 4, the person who wins can order the other person to sell any stock on the Sunday as before, but the person has to send a screenshot of their account over to the other person to allow them to make the decision. So they will be able to see that minus 22% on Cineworld and think, I'm going to leave you in that for a little bit longer, and see the plus 6% on Grubhub and think, I need to put a stop to that. Sell. So that could make a huge difference. But them forfeits are based on that week's activity alone. So if Tom wins 3 weeks in a row and he's, £10,000 up, but he has a bad last week, and I have a slightly better last week, even though I'm miles behind, he will have to take the forfeits. It's just based on that 1 week. So it's trying to stop you building up momentum, Tom, that's all.
Yeah, that's all. I did like your little, did you just say if I was £10,000 up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Well, I think we should get on to the results for this challenge.
Yeah, so have you got any free funds whatsoever? Have you got everything invested?
I think invested in 49,000, but I think that's because I sold one that had gone down. So I think, I've got everything invested as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we're going to do it based on portfolio valuation, aren't we, each week? So
Yes.
what
You
are
can go
we
first.
doing it on portfolio? We're doing it on the account at the top.
We'll
Because I've
go
got
with.
some free funds. So I think we do it off the figure at the top.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So my figure. Sorry for the admin decisions partway through the episode, but mine begins with a 4. So I'm starting this.
Yeah, mine's got 4 as well.
Okay. This is the killer. I think this is the differentiator. This number at the top began with a 4. Go on.
I was going to say I'm just not looking forward to you saying this next number.
Okay, it's a 5.
Yeah. I thought that was going to be the case. Mine's a 2.
Well, so your portfolio, not your portfolio, your whole account's worth 42,000, including free cash.
Yep.
The account value for mine is £45,298.74.
Yeah, mine's £42,920.32.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you kind of took that one a bit.
Happy with that. I mean, considering I had a stock that was 22% down, 16% down, 11% down, 8% down, 7% down. I'm looking forward to seeing the video and the podcast from your first half of the week, Tom, I have to say.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. So my downfall there definitely was, I think it was the stocks I picked at the start, to be honest, because when I sold everything, I was still only about 44. So obviously when I was buying things, there was a lot of like the stamp duty that was taken out there.
Yeah.
Which was annoying, but obviously that's probably 20 different purchases maybe of stocks. So.
Well, that's one of the things I thought midweek was like I could go and buy another load of stocks, but I'm then giving up the stamp duty on them, and I was like, I'd rather just leave them and try and get an advantage this week going into the first. I think because we're both starting from fresh valuations again next week, I was like, I just want to get any advantage I can, really.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the fact that I can, if I want to invest the full amount, whereas you're limited now, it could, if it's a good week, could be that sets me ahead kind of thing. So
yeah, or it might even save me, because knowing me, I could potentially go full on, spend the whole 150 tomorrow.
Well, this way at least you've got 50 quid left for the second week.
That's my thinking. Yeah, especially because if everything goes bad next week, then hopefully the week 2 might be the up week, so I can jump on that.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave this week and think about our plans for tomorrow. Yeah,
definitely.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck with your £150.
Yeah, I am sending no luck your way.
And I look forward to catching up with you same time next week.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Idiot Trading Challenge. If you've enjoyed this, then make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you could share it with a friend, that'd be absolutely amazing. If you want to help me out in this challenge, you can sign up to Trading212 platform via the link in our description. If you do that, we'll both receive a share free of charge worth up to £100. Obviously, make sure to check out the T's and C's before you do that. But until next time, thanks for watching.